Good morning, afternoon, or night, depending on when you're watching this video. If this is your first time, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So today I am going to talk to you about why we chose the Kubota tractor, and I have it spec'd out the way I do, while my husband does some of the snow cleanup after we received about a foot of snow. So I figured this would be an opportune time to talk to you guys. Alright, so to give a little bit of a backstory, we moved to Vermont in 2018, and I have to admit we weren't quite prepared for the winters here or living up on the mountain. We did have a plow service for a few years, and it was just becoming more and more expensive. Not to mention that plowing caused half the driveway at the top to be moved to the bottom of the driveway and build up on the sides. So every year during the last of the snow melt and everything, we'd have like this huge mud bog at the end and buildup of dirt on the sides that we'd have to try to put back into the driveway. So I started renting equipment to fix it. We had road base and fill dirt brought in, and then I had rented a tractor. They ended up giving me a John Deere tractor with a loader on it and a compactor, which is also known as a road roller. It's the steamrollers that you see doing asphalt and stuff, to fix our driveway and build it back up. Once I got it to where I wanted it to be, we had gravel brought in, and so every time I did something, I'd have to rent this equipment. Now, for me to rent the John Deere was about $400 a day, and the roller was about $325. And I found that I needed to rent the tractor more and more. So finally we crunched the numbers and decided to buy a tractor in 2020. The hard part there was finding out which tractor met most of our needs without going bankrupt, because tractors are not cheap. It doesn't matter who it is, they're just not cheap. The dealers that we have in the area, they were John Deere, New Holland, Kubota, Cub Cadet, and something else. I can't really remember. So I was not familiar on buying a tractor. I've worked in construction, I've worked on farms and stuff like that, but I don't know anything about purchasing a tractor or what the implements are, or PTO and stuff like that. So I had to do a ton of research. So in doing that, New Holland right off the bat was out, because those tractors are specifically designed for agriculture and construction. They're big and beefy and robust machines, and that's not something I needed. I didn't need a tractor that was that big and everything. So Cub Cadets are, they call them tractors, but they're not. I mean, they are, but they're lawn tractors. They don't have loaders and stuff like that. At least not that I saw. But what I did is I ended up making a list, and I stuck to that list. So here is my list. My suggestion to you, if you're buying a tractor for the first time, is to make a list of must-haves, and then put those must-haves in order from most important to least important. This, in my list, as you can see, the most important was our spending limit, because I realized it added up really quick. So in order for me to find the prices for my wants and needs list, I went online and did a build your own tractor from both Deere and Kubota, and compared the costs and the specs side by side. The big one for me when looking at the specs of the tractor was the PTO, and that's because the PTO is the power you need to run your implements, whether it's the loader or, like here, running the snow thrower. And being in Vermont, we get really heavy, wet snow. So the more PTO power you have, the better and more smoothly your implement will run. So now this is where things started to separate for me between John Deere and Kubota. I looked at the John Deere 2032R Tractor 2 series and the Kubota 3310, LX3310 series, which at this time for Kubota, it was new. Right off the mark, Kubota was already on top because they have the manufactured cab that was specifically for this tractor. John Deere doesn't even make a cab for their 2 Series tractor that I spec'd out. I think there's like some aftermarket plastic thing that can go over it, but to be honest, I'm not sure. The Kubota cab has the heat, AC, working front and rear lights, windshield wipers, defoggers, the radio with Bluetooth and speakers. There's a little shelf in the back, your side view mirrors, cruise control, an adjustable seat, and tilting steering wheel, an interior light, and a 12-volt power socket, which is great if you have stuff that you need to plug in or something like that. You know, tools that you use outside that need to charge or whatever. So for me, John Deere was completely out of the running. So I went straight to my Kubota dealer and told them exactly what I wanted. With the Kubota, or with Kubota, I should say, you can perform your own maintenance, and it doesn't automatically void your warranty. He said that if there are any issues, they would be able to tell right away if service was performed incorrectly, or if the tractor was used improperly, or even if something is defective. He says, but that the KTAC insurance helps to minimize the costs of repairs, and he had yet to see a claim denied with KTAC, even with it being the fault of the person operating the machine. So it is my suggestion that you definitely get KTAC insurance when you purchase your Kubota. He had told me that as long as you use implements that fit the tractor and are properly used on your tractor, it won't void your warranty either. Like with the box blade that I have on the back of the Kubota, the company that makes it is actually called Land Pride. You can also use skid steer products with your Kubota as well, like pallet forks and a grapple and things like that. I actually have the Quick Connect on my loader, so in case I wanted to purchase the grapple down the road to move trees and such like that. But you know, I did do some Quick Connect options and stuff like that. As you can see on the tractor, I don't have the traditional R1 tires on it. I actually have the R3 Titan multi-track turf tires. I wanted to have a tire with more of a contact patch, especially since I have such steep grades on my driveway. And I felt, well, I knew that that turf tires, because of my little lawn tractor, would not tear up my driveway or the grass while driving on it. Where the R1s, I had a feeling they might make ruts in the driveway, even when I'm doing road work and stuff like that. But these tires are absolutely fantastic with snow and ice, and I haven't had to put tire chains on them yet. I'm actually going to see this year about how well the tractor holds up without the chains. As the snow gets deeper and we get further along in the season, I will definitely put the chains on, just because I don't want to risk, sliding down the hill and running into anything. But I do have beet juice in them for added weight, and it makes them about 550 pounds plus per tire on each side. And I do have wheel weights and spacers to give the tractor just a little bit wider of a footprint. Now onto the snow thrower, which is the LX3310, which is the commercial blower. My husband and I went around a few times about which type to buy. I wanted to save as much money as possible, and so I looked at the tow behind option and the snow thrower option, where you pretty much have to back up to plow the snow, or not plow the snow, but throw the snow. Neither of those options made my husband very happy, because he knew he was going to be doing the majority of the snow throwing in the winter, while I remodel our house and do other things. He wanted the snow pretty much cleared before the front tires hit the actual snow. It was an additional $4,500 to put the front snow thrower on due to the subframe and the K-Connect module, but nobody's backing up to drive down a hill and have to, you know, constantly look over their shoulders. So I'm really glad that we went with the front-mounted snow thrower. As much as I wanted to save the $4,500, it was well worth it. And that way you can actually keep an eye on what's going on. Because the first year we had it, I actually broke 2 of the shear bolts, and I was like, why is it not throwing snow anymore? What's going on? Well, I ended up breaking not only the shear bolt that has the chain connected to it, but I actually broke the auger shear bolt, because I ended up getting a mouthful of gravel pretty much, and it got seized in there. So yeah, that wasn't a whole lot of fun, especially since everything was iced over, so I had to sit in the garage for a few hours, and I had to put a heater on it to get it to defrost a little bit, stuff like that. But I mean, they were pretty easy to change and fix and stuff like that. The other option that you can have for the snow thrower is to have the hydraulic angle, where you can adjust the snow thrower up and down. All we have is, you know, you can adjust it from left side to right side, and, you know, lift the snow thrower up and down. But I didn't opt for the additional one to tilt the angle of the chute itself. So he gets out manually, or I get out manually, and, you know, go out there and change the direction. When the wind's blowing and stuff like that, it's more at a 90-degree angle and not usually as high as where he's doing it now. But since there's no wind, you know, it's not coming back at the cab or going back over the road. So yeah, I mean, and we saved about, I think the additional hydraulic was going to be like $1,000 or something like that. To me, it wasn't worth it. It's not that big of a deal to go out there and manually shift the chute angle. So all in all, I'm extremely happy with our Kubota. I'm even more thrilled by the customer service that I get with the dealership and the service department. If I have any issues or concerns, they are happy to assist, or even come out to the property to take a look, just in case, you know, I'm being a little overly cautious, I was going to say. But this tractor, it's really easy to work on. I'm not as intimidated as I thought I would be working on it and stuff like that, and trading out implements and everything. This year was my first year to do it, because last year the dealership actually came out and unhooked my loader, and they already had the snow thrower on and stuff like that, and they had put on the chains, and so they did all that work for me last year when I had bought the tractor, because I was just a little overwhelmed with it. But this year, as you guys can see from some of my previous videos, I did it this year. So, and it's not as daunting as it may come across. It's actually pretty simple and easy. So in case you guys are wondering what I spent on, or what we spent on our Kubota, here is the breakdown of kind of the most important line items, I guess. And as you can see, we came in under our allotted amount for the tractor and got everything we needed. Even stuff that I didn't think we needed, like the chains. I can't remember off the top of my head how much I paid for them. But yeah, we got everything I wanted and needed for the tractor. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. I will continue to post videos during the winter. However, they may not be every week or of me talking, but I will do my best. I do have a few ideas in mind that I may do over the winter season. But so yeah, have fun, be safe, happy tractoring, and I will see you guys in the next one.